Greetings of peace from Jihadi Joe. Welcome to the first episode of Jihadi Joe, a show for everyday Muslim Americans and Americans of all faiths who are worried about our religious rights and freedoms getting curbed every day by the powerful. This show is for people who believe that religion is a net positive in shaping the world and our country, and that this country is great because of, not in spite of, the core morals and beliefs of the men who built it. Today, I'm going to highlight this insane story coming out of our neighboring Canada, where counseling your child against gender dysphoria is punishable by prison time. Yes, you can be thrown in jail for up to 5 years. This story is from The Hill, published January 18th. Religious leaders push back against Canada's conversion therapy ban. All links will be in the description. Thousands of Christian leaders on Sunday said they would be willing to protest against Canada's recent ban on conversion therapy, which took effect January 8th. They claimed the legislation's broad scope could lead to criminalization of even private conversations. Pastors in Canada feel they have been stripped of their religious freedom. Let me show you the text of the bill that was passed to give you some sense. I read this thing in its entirety. It's a quick read. Here's the summary. They are criminalizing the following acts: causing another person to undergo conversion therapy, doing anything to remove a child from Canada for the purpose of conversion therapy, promoting or advertising conversion therapy, receiving a financial or other material benefit from conversion therapy. The problem is that they have not defined conversion therapy well at all, and I think it's on purpose. I really think this is not because of laziness. This is drafted to have a chilling effect on religious people of all stripes. Here's how. Let's say your son comes home all confused because his purple-haired history teacher has been feeding him BS about how boys can be girls and girls can be unicorns, and you're like, WTF. First of all, we have failed as parents because they got to him before we did. Listen, I'm a parent of two small children. I understand we want to keep their innocence as long as possible. But the problem is many of us are deciding to send our kids to these secular public schools. And over there, these leftists are getting to our kids and putting things in their minds before we are getting to our kids and talking to them about these issues. Now, back to the scenario. You sit your confused son down and say, listen, bud, this is wrong. Men and women are uniquely different. They are defined by God, not by your imagination, and word gets out. You could be in trouble. Once again, you could face prison time. Let's say you take it to the next step. You go to your imam, rabbi, or priest. Now both you and your religious leader could be in trouble. If that imam suggests a group of professionals who could help your son, now that company, the imam, and you are in trouble. Let's go back to the story. Prime Minister Trudeau, big fan of this piece of legislation. It is official. Our government's legislation banning the despicable and degrading practice of conversion therapy, again, in a misdefined term, has received royal assent and is now law. LGBTQ2 Canadians will always stand up for you and your rights. Mr. Trudeau, Mr. Blackface, he pretends to be an ally of Muslims, and I'm sure he realizes how against this is of our teachings. Where are the Muslims protesting against this guy, protesting against this bill? Why aren't we joining hands with these 5,000, 4,000 Christian pastors who are ready to go out there and make their voices be heard? This is clearly an infringement of our freedom of religion, This is serious. Islam is very clear on this. Men are men, women are women, and we are uniquely God's creations. We don't become one or another due to some dream or confused hormones or some mental disease. Please let me know what you think of this video. Was I fair in my assessment of this story? Tell me what you want me to cover next. And before you leave, punch that like button. Peace be unto you from Jihadi Joe.